What up, YouTube? What's good with it? Where's my mic at? Wow, that was really far away. I've been doing that a lot lately. I don't even know. I got a mic right here. I got mics everywhere, and none of them are in my face. Do me a favor, if you're new to my channel, if you're not new to my channel, run over to Ren's page. Yeah, I'm doing Ren again. You guys keep requesting it. I specifically asked you not to. But I have got this song many times over. So why not do it at 6 in the morning? Run over to his page, support this man, subscribe to him, like all of his stuff. We're doing Penitence today featuring McKinna. Yeah, if you like what I do, please like over there, comment down below, subscribe. I have not seen this. I have not heard it. Let's jump in. Yeah, we'll see what we got here.
Lately, I think I was so
Just making sure audio's good.
time in my chest beating slower like the clouds, the color
It's crazy.
of them fading out, fading out. The heavy heart I carried went over your head and over mine.
I counted the days she left like a prisoner, etching markings on my skin with an old knife, scratching. You see, I wanted the physical to match the psychological, and yet no matter how hard I dug, I still could not match that pain. I longed for reasons, I sung with demons, I sat in a dark dusty room, barely moving, breathing. I chewed through my own umbilical cord attached to her navel. I wanted to be separate. Ooh, I think my mind is leaking. Ooh, solitude is so depleting.
I did it to myself. I know that you are faithful. I did it for my health. How come I'm still unstable and falling far from hell? A suicidal angel who's lost my wings and fell, falling so ungraceful, vanished into hell.
I wish that I could stop crying. They say that the body is 70% water. I feel like I must have reduced mine by a considerable fraction. Newton's third theory states that for every action there must be an equal and opposite counter-reaction. And so I retrace my steps and try to find reasons in the arms of my demons, cause I can't find healing if I can't find meaning in conundrum. Leaning on my dom-nom, feelings how the news high, beaming when I hung from, ceilings when I run from, demons that are living in my head and escape. Fate and disapparate, evaporate, evacuate and then activate. Fate, but it cut the brakes, now I'm driving my universe into a lake in the weight of the world, don't wait. We make mistakes when it's all a stake. For goodness sake, a double take, but I don't want to eat that cake. I ruminate inside meaning to illuminate a dark mind. I communicate without speaking, and I've seen so much I went blind-eyed. Why? I live in a lie with the lion inside, living a lie with the lion inside of my mind. It's hungry for my sanity, I live in a lie with the lion inside, living a lie with the lion inside of my mind. It's hungry and I don't know why. Pressure drop, deep breath, time stops, a broken, etc. ... Pressure drop, pressure drop, pressure drop. I feel it consuming, I can't stop. ... The lines join the dots and I'm tying knots, then divide and multiply. Square the root of pi, beat the puzzle. I try to keep my mind focused on the line. Hopscotch and pop rocks, I take shots of teardrops. When I drop a pill pop, I find peace and time stops.
Yeah, let it play. Um, that was very different. I wasn't expecting that. I wanted to let that play. I'm gonna run that back and pick it apart. That at first listen, that's about you know a separation. Uh, sounds like a girl left a guy, and the whole song is about each of them sort of dealing with a semblance of regret. It's focused a lot more on him sort of being alone in his head and with his demons and stuff, and confused in a sense. He wanted to separate, but he didn't really. Um, let's let's run that back and go through the lyrics quick. It's deep. That's something that I have to listen to 10 more times to really dive deep into it. This is just the first time I've heard it, but I'll pick apart what I can lyrically. So forgive me for a long video here, but we're gonna do that all over again. That was really good. That was that's Ren in poetry mode. That's that's poetic. That's not a song. That's artwork.
Lately, I think I was over time in my chest, beating slower like the clouds, the color of them fading out, fading out.
So that's speaking to she's basically saying that like it's lending to the fact that she thought she was a certain way, but she seems lost, right? Um, and then it
Oh,
gets
the
into
heavy heart I carried went over your head and over mine.
so she's saying that like there might have been some things going on, and it it gave her reason to have a heavy heart in certain areas, but she didn't quite understand the meaning of that heart because it went over her head, went over his, and they didn't really understand what was there. They didn't understand what they had, and a lot of times, some people's first instinct is to bail, and then you don't really think about the repercussions, or you don't really think about things till after the fact, right? It's to dumb it down. You don't really know what you have until you lost it. That type of whatever that phrase is. Sorry, I stopped my recording stop, but we didn't miss anything. I noticed what I did. But anyways, that's kind of what I thought there was. It's just regretting. Kind of not knowing what's in front of you, and then you separate, and then you're like, and then you start really getting lost in your thoughts, in your loneliness, and that's when, if you have demons, that's when they say hi.
Regret. I counted
Regret. Literally starting his verse. Regret. Right? Just what I said. And that's what the whole song's about.
the day she left like a prisoner, etching markings on my skin with an old.
I counted the days she left like a prisoner, but flip flopped, right? Prisoners count the days in a positive sense: 10 days, 9 days, 8 days. I'm gone tomorrow. Yes. He's counting the days she left. She's been gone for 2 days. She's been gone for 3 days. She's been gone for 4 days, 5 days. So with each day, he's cutting notches into his arm, and it's manifesting from what's a mental ailment. Some people, if they don't feel that physical pain, feel like they're not feeling it, so they create a physical pain, and that's dangerous. That's where your demons are at.
Old knife, scratching. You see, I wanted the physical to match the psychological.
Exactly what I just said. You have the psychological pain. You want the physical pain. You want that to match, because you don't, if you're not, you don't feel like it's enough pain if you're just thinking about it up top. Some people, and if you're an overthinker and you got demons, this is a very personal song. I don't know if this is something that's relatable. I hope not, but it is to some people, and I think that that's a lot of Ren's music. I think that a lot of people can really relate to, and hopefully it's. I mean, he writes a ton of shit that can be really helpful, at a internal level to a lot of people, and I think that just from an emotional standpoint, if you listen to a lot of his stuff, it's it exposes it, and it's good to call attention, because it's at the height of it, it's a lot to do with just mental awareness, right, and mental health.
And yet, no matter how hard I dug, I still could not match that pain. I longed for reasons, I sung with demons. I sat in a dark, dusty room, barely moving, breathing.
I longed for reasons, I sat with or whatever, what do you say, with demons?
I sung with demons.
I sung with demons. I sat in a dark, dusty room with himself. He's basically alone. Now he's with his thoughts. Now he's in his head, and he's when you're alone, that's a dangerous place to be. If you don't like, at least when they're together, they had each other. Ups and downs, rights and wrongs, fights or not. At least there's somebody to lean on, which can sort of counterbalance what's up here. When you're alone with what's up here, that is your balance. And if you have demons up there, that's not a good balance.
In a dark, dusty room, barely moving, breathing. I chewed through my own umbilical cord attached to her navel. I wanted to be separate.
Okay, the way he said that, almost a cry in his voice, and he was talking. It wasn't upbeat. It went down. I wanted to be separate. He's not sure in his words there. Listen to that again.
Attached to her navel. I wanted to be separate. I think my mind is leaking.
I think my mind is leaking. There's too much upstairs. And then he talks about crying, and it's explosive. It's confusing.
Solitude is so depleting.
I just said.
I did it to myself. I know that you are faithful.
So that goes back to regret. That's her being with herself. I did it to myself. I know that you were faithful, right? So she's basically acknowledging, like, you, and not just that you were faithful. It's almost an acknowledgement, like, I know that you did nothing wrong, and I did this to myself. And she later says that she did it for mental health, or for health. A lot of people leave situations because they have issues with themselves, and they feel like, and I think a lot of people can relate to this. They feel like if they're having an issue, they don't want to portray that onto their partner, because you feel some shame in that, you feel guilty for that, and B, it's easier to bail on something than it is to sit there and deal with it face to face, right? So if you're having an issue at home, if you're having an issue with your partner, man, it's really easy just to leave than to sit down and have multiple conversations and work this shit out.
I did it for my health. How come I'm still unstable?
And she's questioning that again. Back to regret. She's questioning herself. Why is she still unstable? Now they're both unstable. They had at least they might have been unstable together, but there was some level of stability because they were together.
I'm falling far from hell. A suicidal angel who's lost my wings and fell, falling so ungrateful.
wish that I could stop crying. They say that the body is 70% water. I feel like I must have reduced mine by a considerable fraction.
And that's the thing too, is it's just then you're just a slew of emotions, right? And that's a right away thing. They say time heals, right? This seems to be fresh, right? Because they're conversating, and they're feeling these feelings that you feel immediately. They do dissipate over time, but immediately these feelings are going to happen. Regret is the first thing that you feel when you do walk out that door, or you do lose somebody. You start questioning, where did things go wrong, or what did I do, or what could I have done better, or what, and then that's where your demons pop up, right? When you start questioning yourself, questioning your intentions, questioning your character, questioning your person, questioning your actions, questioning your self-worth. So it's deep right away, and it cuts hard.
Newton's third theory states that for every action there must be an equal and opposite counter-reaction. And so I retrace my steps and try to find reasons in the arms of my demons because I can't.
Exactly what I just said. So he retraced his steps. You start thinking backwards. Where he tries to find reasons in the arms of his demons, right? And that's like, as I already said, yeah, he tries to find reasons in the arms of his demons. That's exactly what I just said, right? You're searching for things, but you're searching in the wrong place. You're searching up here. When in reality, you could have just had a damn conversation and figured shit out, just by being open and honest. Here are my issues. Okay, here are mine. Okay, cool. We can work through this shit together.
Can't find healing if I can't find meaning. A conundrum leaning on.
I can't find healing if I can't find meaning. He's not going to find it within his head, otherwise he would have found it before.
My dom-nom feelings have.
Let me run that back real quick.
Reasons in the arms of my demons because I can't find healing if I can't find meaning. A conundrum leaning on my dom-nom feelings. How the news had.
Dumb, numb feelings. You can't find meaning in numb feelings. If something's numb, then it's deterrent to feeling. It's you can't feel something that's numb, right? So his feelings are numb. He's calling them dumb because right now that's kind of what they are.
I beaming when I hung from.
The noose high beating when I hung from ceiling. So dark thoughts. It's a dark place.
Feelings when I run from demons that are living in my head and escape.
So when you run from your demons, then it gets worse, right? So you've already we're running from this relationship. We're running two demons. Now we're running away from the demons, not facing them. You got to face your demons. Otherwise, you put yourself in a place of even deeper darkness, right? If you don't face them, they will follow you with anger and vigor.
And disapparate, evaporate, evacuate, and run from demons that are living in my head and escape. Fate and disapparate, evaporate, evacuate, and then activate. Fate, but it cut the brakes. Now I'm driving my universe into a lake.
It cut the brakes, and I'm driving my universe into a lake. So now you're off the handle. You're running from demons. They are chasing you. There's no brakes because you haven't turned around, hit the brakes, and stopped them. And face them ever. So you're going this direction, they're going this direction, right behind you. You need to turn around. There's a lake ahead of you. You will drown in your sorrows. You will drown in your tears.
The weight of the world don't wait. We make mistakes when it's all at stake.
The weight of the world don't wait. I like that. It's a good play on words, but it makes sense. When it gets that heavy, it doesn't wait for anybody, right?
For goodness sake, a double take, but I don't want to eat that cake. I ruminate inside meaning to illuminate a dark mind.
Right, and this is back to being inside his thoughts. So it's and back to being dark again. Where this again, it's a dark song. And if you look at the visual here, he's staring into a mirror, which should be staring back at him. And like I said, the demons they're behind you, they're chasing you. If you turn a cold shoulder to yourself, then you end up back in sorrow. You end up back in the lake. You end up back in a dark place. You stare at the back of your own head. You need to face yourself. They always say, look yourself in the mirror, and if something, that's the saying. It's like, it's if somebody says like, look yourself in the mirror, or pot kettle. It's kind of like, all right, you gotta face you.
I communicate without speaking, and I've seen so much I went blind-eyed. Why? I live in a lie with the lion inside.
Live in a lie, and that's what that is when you're being evasive and you're avoiding facing yourself. You're essentially it's a facade.
Living a lie with a lion inside of my mind that is hungry, it's hungry for mine.
And lion is hungry. It's wants you to face this. You're just not listening. You're ignoring it.
My sanity, I live in a lie with a lion inside. Live in a lie with a lion inside of my mind that is hungry and I don't know why. Pressure drop, deep breath, time stops.
Deep breath, time stops. All right, let's slow it down. Let's take some thoughts. Have some. You've got time with yourself. Let's try to flip it into a positive. Best thing you can do, right?
A broken, etc.
A broken, etc. So etc. is just a and then, right? So we're breaking what comes next, right? It's almost like you're putting a stop to the and then.
Dot dot dot. Pressure drop, pressure drop, pressure drop. I feel it consuming. I can't stop. Dot the dot. The lines join.
Dot to dot. That's etc. Again, back to that.
Drop. I feel it consuming. I can't stop. Dot the dot. The lines join the dots, and I'm tying knots. Then divide and multiply. Square the root of pi. Beat the puzzle.
Square root of pi. It's like 1.77. I don't know what that has to do with anything. I think it's part of the rhyme, but
the dot. The lines join the dots, and I'm tying knots. Then divide and multiply. Square the root of pi. Beat the puzzle. I tried to keep my mind focused on the line.
All right. So like I said, he's trying to flip the narrative. Keep my mind focused on the line. Now we're trying to find a direction, right? We're trying to figure our way out of this. Try to find our way out of the lake.
Scotch and pop rocks.
Hopscotch and pop rocks. So these are positive things, right? These are things that you think about. Those are references to childhood, to fun in a playground. So we're trying to basically thinking happy thoughts, going to Neverland.
Take shots of teardrops when
we're refilling our tear ducts. We're hydrating.
I drop a pill pop. I find peace and time stops.
And that's where the danger lies, right? If you fail at staying course, staying the line, you might turn to drugs, right? You might turn to something that numbs you. And now we're back in the numb state where we're not feeling our feelings anymore. And and time stops, right? So it masks itself as a solution, but it's a temporary solution and a negative solution at that. So we're not solving anything. We're just delaying and prolonging it, right? Once that pill wears off and you're damaging your mind and your body, those demons come back with full force. And they come back harder because you haven't dealt with them along the way. You've just numbed it. So then they wake up more angry and they weigh on you more angry. So never turn that direction. That's a bad idea. Not just pills. Could be alcohol, could be anything that's mind or state altering. So anyways, I'm sorry that I made this so long. I had to stitch together two, by the way. It stopped. It's at the same spot though, you'll see. But I think I said everything I needed to say. This is great. This is poetry. Like I said, this isn't a song. This is artwork. Like if you like, please comment down below, subscribe. Moving on to the next.